Donald Trump has no interest, no time for party politics, no time for Congress.
Heavens no.
Self-aggrandizement has obviously been his thing for a while, but other people
Yeah,
get in the way of that, and so
exactly. That's why he has to double down and really focus on the ballroom
mhm,
so he can get that done and deliver on that for the American people
for
because
the
that's what
American
we've all been clamoring for.
and the Trump to Arc,
Yeah,
or the Arc to
and
Trump
the
rather. Sorry.
renovation, yeah, the we're gonna tear down the Lincoln Memorial
Mhm, mhm.
and I think we also want to do something with the reflecting
We're
pole.
going to emancipate the Lincoln Memorial
Uh-huh.
from its orderly shell. It's
Oh, oh, you horrible bastard. You horrible bastard.
well,
Uh,
and over time, I mean, because of his again his need for attention and his desire for self-aggrandizement and coalescence of the power around the office of the presidency, so long as he holds it, it's changing the face of the conservative power apparatus away from politicians and more towards like a prostrating elite, particularly like tech business bros and the like.
which is exactly who wants that to happen. That is in
Mm,
the interest of their own fucking selves. Because again, I
mhm,
think so much of this can still be explained by the whole tech bro, um, whatever state you want to call it, the Curtis Yarvin sort of
mhm.
mentality. That I still think that is the guiding light for
I
really
think
powerful players pulling the strings.
the running name for it is Netscape Nation.
Yeah,
I don't
whatever you want to call it this week. I don't fucking know. It's all the same fucking shit.
it's making a country into a bubble to burst instead of just a specific
Yeah.
technology. Right now it's AI. Before it was the internet as a concept. Now it's going to be the United States.
Yeah, our bubble's gonna burst.
But I think that what's important here, honestly, is we need to recognize that there is a middle management crisis in the reactionary grift machine. The GOP seems to be setting itself up for, by all accounts, a mass defection. Either people voting against Trump and his interests, a
Mhm.
la the Epstein files, which was kind of a surprising result in some ways that it wasn't at least bound up in more infighting and more
Yeah.
contestation. After Mike
I
Johnson
was
couldn't block it, it
amazed that that
just
went through when it did, yeah.
yeah. Once Mike Johnson
They
couldn't do his thing,
clearly knew that they were up against the wall and had no choice, so
mhm,
they
mhm,
and I still contend, that they think that they've got it covered thoroughly enough on the back end that they can get away with it. It's not ideal, it like a lot of things, it pushes their timing ahead incrementally faster than they wanted it to be on any particular issue,
mhm,
but
mhm,
at the end of the day, they were prepared to go down that road and make that step. So,
mhm. Right.
but
Yeah,
yeah, it is off balance for sure.
the problem is that what Donald Trump needs to maintain that cover is a complicit Congress and judiciary, and the judiciary parts of it especially are growing more and more agitated and outspoken by the day, which
Mhm.
and then other parts of it like our good friends the Supreme Court and Eileen Cannon are still kind of doing their usual shit. um, but in Congress, again, we've got mass defections. We've seen there's actually this happened 6 years ago, leading into the 2020 elections, where the GOP kind of saw like a lot of members of the GP saw the writing on the wall and decided this is the time to get out. This is where I've got
Yeah,
a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
political cover for it. It's going to be really fucking tough to campaign right now. It's going to really fucking suck.
Yep.
And I've got some people, there's a huge list of people. There's some people like, Mitch McConnell, like, he's got wrinkles on his shell. He's just out of here because he's 83 years old and he's done what he
Yeah, yeah,
needs.
yeah.
Right. Mark
That
Green,
dude looks
he's
like an
retiring
old.
for.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. What's up?
No, I was gonna make a stupid joke, but the timing's it was bad to begin with.
I
So
stepped all over it. I stepped all over it.
yeah,
I'm
moving
sorry.
on. Yeah, that
Uh,
turtle didn't move fast enough for sure.
Mark Green from Tennessee. He's retired. He retired in July, but that was he helped the BBB pass, and then suddenly he had a business opportunity he couldn't pass up. So, I mean, I don't know if those things are
Fancy
related, but
that.
there
Surely
are.
not.
Yeah, probably not. Like, how could they
Where do
be?
you get
Like,
these silly ideas? That's
who who rationally could think otherwise? It's like thinking
how
that
can you even
Nancy
conceive of such
Pelosi.
a thing?
It's like thinking that Nancy Pelosi didn't make all of her money from book sales and speech events. You know,
Exactly. Well, and I mean, I'm sure she did well in the stock market, but it's just because she's a prudent investor.
prudent investor. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Always things outside of her scope and purview and understanding, and as a member of a senior member of the
Some
Congress.
people just like have that sixth sense for sniffing out the market and seeing where things are going, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
she's just good at reading the tea leaves. That's
But again, the middle managers that
yep.
were in place between the presidency and the prostrating elite, they're being pushed out, and that's the a lot of members of Congress, really Democrats and Republicans both, but specifically Republicans, are really feeling the pressure from uh, tanking in the polls. Donald Trump just
Yeah.
doing everything he can to agitate pretty much virtually every segment of the population that isn't just fervently up his ass. And
Yeah. We're like almost purposefully working to alienate everyone that's not already in the base. You don't need to pander to at this point anyway. It strategically makes absolutely zero fucking sense, which has always
Mhm,
been my giveaway that when they are making that little strategic sense, it's because they know that they're not relying on that.
mhm. Right.
If you're disregarding these strategic things, it means that you have a workaround that doesn't involve them.
Right, right, and it's conspiracies about potential direct electoral uh, interference aside. Um, it's worth noting that if they just are going to act like they don't care, eh, and people in the Republican Party are going to retire, they're not going to run for re-election, basically mass defect in that sense. Um, it kind of leaves a very obvious rift of you know everybody that doesn't agree with Trump and the Trump administration, because the base underneath Trump is consistently shrinking, as we see every time
Hundred percent.
and some sort of elitist in group finds itself in power. The population around them that enabled them shrinks over time as they fucking shed them off, as they slough off what they see to be dead weight. And it's happening with farmers,
Yep.
it's happening with people that are, Republicans that are brown. It's happening with many people
That's
in the United
because this
States.
is fascism.
Mhm.
It's it doesn't matter. All you're continually sloughing away all of these things at the edges and maintaining that core group. The core just keeps getting smaller and smaller.
And I guess the question is what is faster in this race? Um a Trump administration that might actually be running quicker than they want to in the race itself, or some sort of responsible institutional politics mixed with an actual modern realization of the danger of Donald Trump.
I'm going to say not that one. I'm going to say not that one that you're describing right there, because that doesn't sound like anything in our reality right now.
It doesn't sound like anything
So
that
I'm going to
actually
say
exists
the
in our
other one that is insane and fucking bonkers and violates all of our core principles. I'm
life.
going to take that
Hmm.
door. Take the over
Well,
on that.
it'll be interesting to see what actually happens this next set of elections, and especially with the reasons why there's going to be so many fresh faces that have to pop up to challenge Democrats for some of these seats that were once held by people as notable as Joni Ernst and Marjorie Taylor
Mhm.
Greene, Tom Tillis, Don Bacon. Uh, Obviously, again
I
with
mean,
Mitch McConnell leaving for his own reason, but uh,
unironically, those are some kind of heavyweights within GOP politics.
mhm, mhm. Yeah.
Like, clown on them what you will, and you can clown on Joni Ernst all day long. She kind of made herself a bit of a big wheel. So
Mhm.
same with Tillis. Tillis was on some committees that were
Well,
valuable.
and
So
it's not just these people too, because part of it, it's worth recognizing that in the grift machine, you're always pulling in donations. You're always working to sell the veneer of your place in party politics until it's over, until you've announced that it's over, and then when you've announced that it's over, then whatever that's when you're cashing out, like Marjorie Taylor Greene's doing, um, like Don Bacon's doing. So
but I'm saying the
certainly this
Trump
week.
administration is doing electorally. They're cashing out. There's
Mhm,
one chance to move forward for them, and it is by subverting the rules in front of them
mhm,
and
mhm.
making that final leap towards we are the state now. The Weimar Republic is dead. Here we
Right. I think the challenge comes when the realization hits the mainstream, because it's not quite there yet, but it will be
Yeah,
more over time as more people
it will.
stop seeking reelection and openly say part of why they're leaving is because I mean I've got a quote here I want to read you. This was a
Please.
quote from a senior House Republican. This was tweeted out by Jake Sherman of Punchbowl News, which is a pretty reputable, close to Congress.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard.
Okay. This entire White House team has treated all members like garbage. All. And Mike Johnson has let it happen because he wanted it to happen. That is the sentiment of nearly all appropriators, authorizers, hawks, doves, rank and file. The arrogance of this White House team is off putting to members who are run roughshod and threatened. They don't even allow little wins like announcing small grants or even responding from agencies. Not even the high profile, the regular rank and file random members are more upset than ever. Members know that they are going into the minority after the midterms. More explosive early resignations are coming. It's a tinderbox. Morale has never been lower. Mike Johnson will be stripped of his gavel and they will lose the majority before this term is out. So, I mean, I'm not that doesn't speak at all against what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It but the question is when the realization hits the mainstream is these people keep talking about this extremely toxic atmosphere that the Trump administration is using to push people out of power, out
Yeah.
of elected positions, push them to not seek reelection, push them to not seek running for the Senate like Marjorie Taylor Greene was going to do. Um,
And
as
their
they use,
previous political calculus that they've been working with is that they can always out MAGA that person from the inside, from the right, and push somebody in there, and
Mhm.
that calculation does not work anymore in virtually everywhere. I mean, like, if the last election taught us anything, it's that like the dissatisfaction is deep and wide.
If there's a coalescence around voting for Democrats or not showing up to vote for a MAGA backed Republican candidate, that that results in a
Take
blue
either one.
wave in the midterms, if there's that kind of a sentiment that kind of gets out there, then uh, what what does the administration do when they are faced with an overwhelmingly powerful, potentially supermajority proof coalition of Congress people in the House and in the Senate that are working to at least curb the most egregious of their offenses, because these are still by
Yeah.
and large going to be capitalists. These are still by and large going to be people that are institutionalists
Yeah.
for the most part. I would wager to
Very
bet, even
much.
if they're
Like,
running on a like economically populist, more modern kind of message, they're still going to be largely people cut from that same cloth.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's how much could that actually slow the Trump administration? Could that curb them? Does that sway the judiciary? Like, that's what I'm curious about. And I feel like some of that is bound up in how the
Yeah.
public perceives what's going on here with, again, specifically members of the Republican Party jumping out, not just Democrats winning, but
For
people
sure.
leaving.
And, like, yes, people are seeing the combination of things like that and, uh, news about, like, how big, the troll and bot farming influence has been over these public media or social media platforms, and the blunder of fucking X turning
Hmm.
on, location verification
Yeah.
is showing just all like, so many of those little things happened all at once, and if you can get people to look at just that tiny little sample of things, it's like, fucking Christ, yeah, they are painting a really bad picture on top of not posting the appropriate jobs and economic, reports. Like,
Hmm.
that gets people's
Hmm.
attention in a big way because that affects
A
everyone
lot,
from
a lot.
people at the top to everybody to just regular schmoes that have some money in their 401k. Like,
Hmm. Hmm. It's huge. Yeah, the ramifications
so
of not releasing those reports are massive.
they're, yeah,
And
they're shooting themselves in the foot, and it just, I don't know, it's hopeful and scary at the same time.
well, and truly over time, when even people in your ostensibly what is part of your base that you sloughed off start to realize, like, yeah, every accusation is a confession. When they talk about they're going to hide these numbers, they're making this stuff up. What, you won't even give us fake numbers. You're not even giving
Yeah.
us fake numbers. Like, you're
Yeah, you
just
don't
giving
even
us
respect us enough to fucking lie to us.
right. Like, I think I like that has like a
They're telling you
compounding.
quiet, piggy. That's what
the-
Donald Trump is telling all of you by not even giving you the time of day. He is
Mhm,
collectively saying quiet, piggy to a
mhm,
whole lot of you. The leopards are eating your faces too. So
mhm. Well, and not only like as far as the leopards eating their faces too. I also have a couple of other quotes here, as written by Axios. Uh, Representative Tim Burchett from Tennessee told Axios that threats have been a factor in members' decision to leave, saying that it takes a toll on people over time. And retiring Representative Jared Golden, who's a Democrat from Maine, and Marjorie Taylor Greene have both said that the uptick in political violence was part of their decisions to leave Congress. And um, when it comes to what Green has said about it, it paints a very clear picture that if you don't fall in line behind the president, you will get death threats.
yeah,
Full stop. If you don't, like, they start immediately. She didn't have the kind of rigorous security detail that she has now until she started getting
yeah.
death threats from within, like the call coming from within
That's
the house. And
I've
the
seen this
leopards eat the
sentiment
face.
passed around a lot, but the left has hated the fuck out of her guts for years now, and
Mhm,
justifiably. And she has never felt the need for personal security until she's pissed off her own side.
mhm.
years
Mhm.
and years and years of all of us fucking wishing really horrible things about it, but not ever being inclined to
Mhm.
do such a thing. Now that the people on her side, the fucking tools that they've unleashed are mad at her, now she's worried.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that should tell you a
Yeah.
lot about that whole about a lot of things. Let's leave
Well,
it at that.
it tells you a lot about not only the number and potential credibility and just psychological effect of these threats that are coming in, but also about maybe what they kind of fear coming from within. They've been talking about like Marjorie Taylor Greene is one of these people that's been talking about a deep state threat that people need to prepare for militaristically. I mean,
Yeah.
like
They know exactly what these frothing dogs are tuned to be mad and frothing about, and like they're taking off that glove that was protecting them from these frothing dogs. The frothing dogs
mhm,
are seeing them underneath there.
mhm, mhm.
Now they're scared about it. Like
Right.
they
Yeah.
know exactly how dangerous this thing is because they made it to be that dangerous.
Mhm.
They wanted it to be that dangerous when it was on their side. When they
Absolutely.
were the one who knocks, such as it were.
Absolutely. Yeah. Um, man, I've got some quotes from some of the people that I mentioned before, just some little information. But I mean, like for the
Yeah.
most part, like Tom Tillis, senator from North Carolina. He's retired. He's not seeking reelection because this is a guy. By the way, this is a guy that was he literally sold Santa hats that said Team Kavanaugh. That's how behind Justice Kavanaugh Tom Tillis was. That's how ate up with this shit he was. He had sold Santa hats that said "Jobs, jobs, jobs." The
And
famous
why
Donald
would
Trump
someone in his
quote.
position be that enamored with and fanboying of a Supreme Court justice? Like, why would that even? What is your motivation, sir, for being
I think Tom
this
Tillis
secure?
also enjoys beer. I think
Mm,
that's
yes,
I
that
think
must be
that's
it.
what it is.
Big boofer, a fellow boofer.
He's a big time boofer.
A boof man
Uh,
always knows another boof man. Like,
but he voted against the big bastard bill, and he's been very vocal about his opposition to Medicaid cuts. But he's largely been behind Trump's brutality since like 2016.
yeah, yeah.
But he's pushed out again as power coalesces behind the
Because that
president.
represents something that threatens the demographic of his personal little fiefdom. So
Right.
it's affecting him personally. Now he fucking cares, which is exactly the fucking Republican MO.
Yeah.
Just like that other dip fuck now who's angry at Trump and not gonna vote for something because he has a daughter that's autistic, and
Yeah. Oh,
now
yeah.
all of
What
a
was
sudden
I need to
he's
get that guy.
mad at the ableism coming from that side. All you haven't noticed that yet somehow, I'll grant you that, but like, eh, that one's not
Yeah,
even
that's
logical. It's
Indiana GOP state senator
Bert,
who's voting
Bert
no on
Schwarzschild,
uh
shoulda,
Michael Bohakik.
yeah, Bohakis or Bohaki, yeah, whatever.
I'm not sure exactly
Yeah,
how it's
fucking
pronounced.
Koolbeck. Who knows?
But
He's fucking generic dipshit number 4.
this is yeah, he's let's see this quote. This is not the first time our president has used these insulting and derogatory references, and his choices of words have consequences. I will be voting no on redistricting. Perhaps he can use the next 10 months to convince voters that his policies and behavior deserve a congressional majority. The state senator, wrote on Facebook. And this was about a state. I actually didn't see. Yeah.
This has nothing to do with that. It's about
About
redistricting. He knows this redistricting is gonna be is gonna be it's gonna not gonna be beneficial to him So
Mhm.
he's against that, and he's using this I'm standing up for the integrity of my child thing as
Yeah. Well, I
smokescreen to
mean,
go against the president and the party.
Donald
It's just
Trump
cover.
literally limp-wristedly slapped himself in the chest to mock a person with cerebral palsy, as I
Yeah,
recall, and like he's a fucking like he's a fourth grader on the bus trying to make a shitty joke,
Jesus Christ, right? Like,
and and that wasn't the sign that he doesn't have any respect for
no,
any member of any disabled community, regardless of whether it's an intellectual disability, whether it's a physical. He doesn't care. He doesn't care if they
no.
can't provide him value.
Everything is transactional to him. Everything that
Yes.
any other
Yes.
person brings to the table is transactional because he genuinely doesn't care beyond anything that affects his own ego, so himself or
Right.
people that he sees as extensions of himself.
Right. Absolutely.
Otherwise, yeah, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, he tried to get his brother's child kicked off of the family's insurance policy, knowing full well that it meant this child's death in essence because they had
Hmm.
a terrible medical condition. And even though it cost Donald nothing, just purely out of spite for some perceived wrong in this prior relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that I'm getting financial control of this apparatus, let's do that. Let's kick him off of the like just
Yeah.
the that's guides everything he does. It's just that pure fucking ego driven.
Well, and that's and again, it's like, man, how you know how strong is all this messaging that we get inundated with that's shallow about rising up against our oppressors? How powerful is that going to be combined with like people meaningfully actually trying to do that, try to actually inject some sort of actual meaningful criticism of not just Donald Trump, but of the United States government and the way it's structured to enable this kind of fascism to rise. How does that
Yeah,
grow in this kind of environment where the bad guy is just telling you, "I'm evil"? Like Trump is just monologuing to us. He's just
yeah,
dabbing on us constantly
yeah.
with every
It's the
narcissistic clip.
parable of the chicken and the scorpion, or whatever the fuck it is. Like,
The frog, I think it's
it's
the
the
frog and scorpion.
whatever. Some harmless animal and a
Maybe
poisony animal. The frog and the scorpion, or the chicken and the rattlesnake, or
it's
I don't know,
the chicken and the rattlesnake.
something. But anyway, long story short, we're still not learning this lesson from the beginning of time,
Hmm.
essentially.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm not hopeful. Uh, I'm not hopeful on some level because people just are not critical,
Y'all
man,
just
and
are.
it's like it all it's our engagement with media, whether it's for entertainment or for news. It's at our engagement with our society. Oftentimes, our engagement even with like a lot of our
Each other, our
friends in our
interpersonal.
wider friend group, our interpersonal stuff. Where there's this distance there that's born out of just like a lack of critical assessment, a lack of like deep involvement,
Yeah.
and I
Everything is
don't.
designed to be shallow. It's the opiate of the masses. It's by
Mhm.
design. I mean,
Mm.
deep, meaningful relationships don't necessarily generate income. So it's just everything about our society is tailored towards things that make more money or
Mhm.
consumption based.
Mhm. That's why Marjorie Taylor Greene's out of here because she got her money.
Yep.
Save
She
America,
got
stop
her.
socialism. Give me your money. Don't give it to the poor. Don't
Heavens
let
no,
Barack
Jesus wouldn't
Obama
want that.
Don't let Barack Obama's cyborg Joe Biden tax you into oblivion. Stop socialism.
Cyborg Joe Biden.
Yeah, he's just remotely
Now I picture
controlled by Obama. That's
it's
why
like
Obama.
a
That's why Obama disappeared basically through all of Biden's administration, is because he was too busy walking them all over the place. You know, it's a lot of work.
who was Nixon's vice president that head in a jar Nixon and Futurama. Just as like zombie body. The name's escaping me. God damn it. Agnew.
Agnew, yeah, it was Spiro Agnew. Yeah.
Oh, God damn it! It was so good.
Pressure.